New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here giving that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And I don't know about you Knicks fans, but I am certainly extremely anxious about Game 7 versus the Indiana Pacers happening at home at MSG. There's been a lot of news swirling around about the availability of Josh Hart and OG Anunoby with some major updates that just recently dropped. And I'll get to that right now. Shout out to Ian Begley, who reported a little bit earlier that the Knicks were optimistic that OG Anunoby would likely return on Game 7, which is interesting, which is gut-wrenching, which is nerve-wracking, and also exciting. Also, Josh Hart is also likely to return, and the Knicks are also optimistic about them. But then Woj drops a bomb on Knicks Nation and the NBA an hour or so later. It says ESPN, and I'll get to that real quick. ESPN sources, New York's OG Anunoby hamstring strain and Josh Hart abdominal strain are on course to play Game 7 versus Indiana, with a final determination looming closer to 3:30 p.m. Eastern tip on ABC. Both will participate in walkthroughs at MSG. So it's looking more and more likely like both guys will return, which is a huge deal. I'm not sure exactly how effective both of these guys will be. But for me, I feel like we really need OG Anunoby for multiple reasons. To me, OG Anunoby gives us the spacing to shoot the three-pointers. That gives Jalen Brunson a little extra wiggle room to move around. As you saw, Game 6, the Pacers triple teamed Jalen Brunson. It wasn't double teamed. It was triple teamed Jalen Brunson. And the more shooters we have on the floor, the better, the less likely they are to constantly triple team Jalen Brunson the entire game. And also, Pascal Siakam, he's been having his way with the Knicks all series, but it's been more evident ever since OG Anunoby has gone down. Josh Hart is not a power forward. He does not have the length and strength to keep up with Pascal Siakam's moves to the basket. Most likely, he has the strength to kind of help push him out a little bit, but despite having the strength, Siakam can just finish over the top. Also, shout out to Wilson Chandler, who we interviewed the other day. It seems like the Knicks haven't really gotten the memo that he's a right-handed player, and we have to keep shedding him to his weak hand. So I feel like OG Anunoby is that guy who studies tape. He knows his matchup. Even though Pascal's had some success, he's had less success over OG. And the Knicks had to double a lot more since OG's went down. And I think that's a big reason why Game 6 went the way it did. So I'm excited to have OG Anunoby back into the rotation. Now, here's the thing. I doubt he's going to be 100%. I'm extremely nervous about the long-term ramifications having OG Anunoby play in this game, especially with the Celtics looming ahead if we get past him. But despite even that, just him long-term in his career, I don't want any long-term ramifications for OG Anunoby playing on a bad hamstring. So for me, it's all about the doctors. If the doctors say he can play without re-injuring something, then maybe you'll give it a go. But even if he does play, maybe he doesn't play the entire game, and maybe it's a minutes restriction or something, because we want him healthy for the long term as well. Although it would be nice for him to shut down Siakam. Hell, maybe if he can just play minutes and spurts and then close out the game for us, maybe that's something that we can live with and something that could be enough. Maybe we'll just have Precious Achiuwa kind of play the middle two quarters and have OG Anunoby close for us. And Precious, I'm going to need you to not give Siakam any more standstill mid-range shots. Had enough of those game 6. I need you to not do that. Also, Josh Hart. Hopefully, Josh Hart can play, and we'll see what he can give us. But the magic of Josh Hart is his motor. He never stops moving. Because he never stops moving, he gives you games where he's having 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 rebounds. Josh Hart tried to play through pain when we played in Indiana game 6, and you can tell it affected him. He was missing layups. He was not as active as he usually is. He wasn't getting the rebounds he usually gets. So I'm not sure how effective Josh Hart can really be playing injured or not 100%. You just have to hope that he's healed up enough to give us something today at 3:30, and it's not a detriment that he's playing out there on the floor. But I mean, all in all, it is good news that OG Anunoby seems to be ahead of schedule, and so is Josh Hart. Hopefully they can give us something. Hopefully can both leave this game being healthy, not re-injuring anything or coming out worse. And hopefully the Knicks can come out with a win versus the Indiana Pacers. All right. That's the show. I know you guys might be anxious to see what's going to happen. 3:30 can't come fast enough. And I hope we get this win and are able to close out against the Indiana Pacers at home in an epic game 7. Win or lose, though, join the KOT show for the post game right after the game. All right. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out of here. Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.